Hello and welcome to CloudFolks HUB. My name is Bhavesh Atara. I have my EKS cluster ready and I want to deploy application inside EKS cluster. How I can do this? As I explained you in the previous video, you cannot deploy application using AWS console. You have to use kubectl Kubernetes native command line tool. In this video, we are going to discuss about kubectl. So let's start. Here I am going to start with introduction. We can manage an Amazon EKS cluster using two ways. One, it is AWS Management Console. AWS Console does not control Kubernetes directly. It only interacts with the EKS cluster setting, not inside Kubernetes. Console is not Kubernetes client, so it cannot manage all these things like create pods, create deployments, apply YAML, execute commands in pods, check logs, scale application. Means day-to-day Kubernetes administration tasks cannot be done through the AWS console. Why? Reason is Kubernetes resources are created via Kubernetes API server, which is a part of control panel, Kubernetes control panel, and console is not designed to send those API requests. Means your AWS console cannot send any requests to the Kubernetes API server, and because of this, we cannot manage our Kubernetes environment using AWS Management Console, right? Now, if I want to do this, then I have to use kubectl. Kubectl is actually official command line tool of Kubernetes, and kubectl is actually able to talk directly with the Kubernetes API server and perform all operations. Simply, you can say that kubectl equals to Kubernetes control tool. With Kubernetes, with kubectl, you can manage everything, right? So all this is the same here, so I'm not going to read again. Means kubectl equals to real remote control of Kubernetes. In normal, if I have on-premises Kubernetes cluster or even inside AWS, if I want to manage my Kubernetes environment, I'm always using kubectl, right? Okay. Now, how I can use this? I want to use kubectl, but how? I'm going to explain you both ways. You have two options depending on your lab setup to use kubectl. One, install kubectl on your local PC. If you are going to install this into your local PC, means you have remote access. You have kubectl installed inside local system, right? And our cluster is in AWS, so it is remote access. And option 2, install kubectl on Amazon EC2 instance. Now, we are going to talk about both of these options. I am going to start with the option 1, install kubectl on your local PC. Introduction. You can install kubectl on your local computer, whether you are using Windows, Mac or Linux. Right now, for example, I am using Windows. Kubectl plus AWS CLI, you have to install both kubectl and AWS CLI. Now you may have a question like how I can install it. Don't worry, we'll go for the practical as well. So you must have kubectl plus AWS CLI, allow you to access and manage your EKS cluster remotely from anywhere. You do not need to be inside AWS or inside same VPC. This is the most common method used by Cloud and DevOps and Kubernetes Engineer. Now, I decided that okay, I am going with this particular option. So what I must have inside my local system? First, I have to install kubectl. Second, I have to install AWS CLI, and I must have AWS access key and secret key for the authentication. Now, when you are using this particular option, you have to verify endpoint as well. So we have to test or verify EKS endpoint. Let me explain you. Your EKS cluster endpoint must be public or public plus private, because it is a remote access. You are accessing this from your home, means you are accessing it through the internet. In this case, your EKS endpoint must be public or public plus private. Now, how you can verify this? Here I have my EKS cluster. Then you can go to the networking. Here you can check this endpoint access. If it is public, it works. If it is a public and private, it also works. But if it is a private only, then you cannot use this option. Now, why it must be public or public plus private? Because your local PC cannot access private EKS endpoint directly. Now, in some case, let's say that I have this private and I want to access this anyhow from the remote system, then you must connect through the VPN, AWS Direct Connect or Secure Tunnel inside the VPC. Only then your local PC can reach this private endpoint. Without VPN, access will fail because private endpoint is not exposed on the internet, right? So this is option number 1. Now option 2 is actually very simple. Install kubectl on the EC2 instance inside AWS.
Sorry to interrupt you. I know you guys are enjoying our video a lot because our final ultimate goal is Solution Architect Certification exam. To reach the destination, we required full videos. Path number 1, our 6-in-1 program. Our 6-in-1 program include all prerequisite skills which is needed as a cloud engineer. It include 24/7 support, lifetime update, section-wise practice test, full course practice test with tips and tricks by Bhavesh Atara, how to do exam preparation course, weekly lifetime live session with Bhavesh Atara and 6 AWS project with documents. Path number 2, you can enroll by paying $499 and get Hindi and English, both the languages, videos of AWS. The choice is yours how to create your success story by choosing best one. Best of luck. Thank you.